Question: what do you do when someone asks you to lend them some money? Back in a minute. Good morning. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I'd love to help people keep their money and in keeping in alignment with that. Let's go over a few things. We're going to jump into it in a minute. First of all, hope that everyone is doing well this morning. You have your instant cup of Joe today or tea or cold drink or whatever. Kick back a couple of minutes. Let's dive right into the subject. And it is actually a very uncomfortable subject. Have you ever been approached by a friend, a family member, or even kind of worse, a coworker like I used to be, approached all the time for money, to lend them money? It is a very uncomfortable position, that I could tell you, but there are some things that you can do. Okay, so number one, don't feel pressured. That's a big mistake. Don't feel like you are pressured to do this, like, oh, I have to do this or else. You have to examine your own lifestyle. Because, many of my viewers and listeners work really, really hard to save by cutting corners here, cutting corners there, and giving out a personal loan is no guarantee you're going to see it back. That is a sad fact. Unfortunately, that is a sad fact. Hopefully, in most cases, you do see it back. But there are situations where it's like, bye-bye and good night, nurse, and there goes the money out the window. Money that you worked really, really hard or really, really smart for. You tried your very, very best. Okay, so number one, don't feel pressured. Very important. Okay. Next, give that person that requested the money a delayed response. What does that mean? Tell them something like, okay, I'll get back to you probably by tomorrow. That gives you time to seriously think about what you're doing before you do the knee-jerk response and just grab your wallet. Because sometimes grabbing your wallet too soon may be a huge, huge mistake. You might have needed that extra money for other things. You really have to examine your own financials, okay? So you tell that person in a nice, polite manner, well, I'll get back to you. If they can't handle that, well, rethink your answer. Just saying, just saying. Next, you could always have the option, and this works 9 out of 10 times, but not always. Give a one-time gift of a certain amount of money that you already pre-advance know in case the subject comes up. Let's say you write down an envelope of loans, and you put, let's say, just $20, and I'm just using this as an example. Put $20 in an envelope and write a tiny loan with the anticipation that you're never going to see it again. Honest, because more than likely, you probably won't. Just saying, just saying. So maybe it's just better to give that person the gift instead of dealing with the pressure of the loan type of thing, okay? But that could backfire if you're not careful, because then that person may turn around and think, easy target. I could always smooth that person into giving me a gift and I never have a loan. See, some people say they need a loan when in actuality, I'm sad to say all this. I really don't like to bash anyone. I really don't. But I'm just being an honest person and talking the truth here. Just saying, just saying. It's as if you're in front of me and we're having a cup of coffee and I'm telling you my opinion, okay? So here's my opinion about this. There are some people who set out and say that they are looking for a loan when some people are literally just looking for you to give them the money. Are you prepared for that? Really? Then, do what you, feel you need to do. No judgment, no judgment. Being a good person and a kind person, you'll never get a judgment. First of all, I'm a judgment-free person. Just saying, but think carefully. But I am also a think carefully. You got to look at it on all sides. And the side that you have to look out for actually is yourself. I'm sorry to put it that way, but at the end of the day, right? Because you don't want to be that person that turns around and borrows from others either. You want to be a self-supporting independent individual. Next, here's another now this is a very excellent suggestion. Help review their finances. Some people, you just can't know what you don't know. Not everybody had any training at home. Not necessarily did everybody have good financial backgrounds of parents that taught them, about how to handle money and all this and all that. Definitely lacks in our school system. That I could tell you for a fact. It seems to be lacking in our school system. I really, really hope that financial education at an early age. I'm talking about in the elementary level. There really should be, more education in that area, in my honest opinion. So maybe you could help someone review their finances. Maybe they don't even know they're leaking wallet. Send people that are having difficulties with financials to channels like this, for example. And at the touch of a click of a button and a cup of coffee, and it costs them zero, but a little bit of their time to learn. Everybody learns. We all learn. We are all learning people. We never stop learning, whether we're in a school building or not in a school building. Education exceeds beyond the school walls. Am I right or am I right? All right, next, suggest some ways where they can earn an income. Now, here's another trick. Say, listen, I don't want to do the loan thing with you. I don't want to do the gift thing with you, but I can ask you for, let's say, for example, a person wants to borrow $50 from you. You're really not in the position to just like give it away without getting any return on it at all in your little investment there. Okay, so maybe you were considering, let's say, cleaning out your closets or doing a deep organizing. Offer them a little bit of a job. Say, well, I'll pay you to do this. I don't want to do the loan thing. I just don't want it, to do that. Get at least something accomplished here. Things that maybe you put off on the back burner, so it's a win-win situation, and it takes that horrible pressure off. It really is so uncomfortable when people like that, ask you for money like that. First of all, you kind of feel sorry. You never want to be in a position. I'm not saying that that's never going to happen. This is real life, but you don't ever want to be in a position, especially for like tiny amounts of money. When someone asks someone for tiny amount of money, to me, that tells me a lot. To when somebody, if somebody says you got like 20 or $30, it says a lot to me, especially if they need it for groceries. Like what is going on there, So maybe create like a little, listen to me talking. Hey, need more caffeine, Jan? Not a little. Maybe you can create a little bit of a side hustle for them. Okay. There was a situation once, in my case, I mentioned this on prior videos, where a coworker kept tapping me on the shoulder, month in, month out, month in, month out. Always about a week before payday. This is back in the 80s, by the way. And at that time, my marriage had just finished and I was a single mom, really trying to make ends meet. I would take $20 and stretch that for my whole grocery bill that whole week. So when somebody would ask me for $20, I'm saying to myself, that's my grocery bill. That's my shopping bill for the week. I'm just saying. But I never borrowed any money. I always, whatever I did it on my own. I never want to borrow money. I always did everything on my own. Proud to say. I'm just saying. I rather cut back, do without, work an extra side hustle than ask someone for money. That is who I am. Everybody's different. No judgment. Just explaining. And this person was much older than me and kept asking. And even so, I had like that $20 bill hanging out in a glass. Okay. And my daughter once asked me, well, what's that $20 bill doing in that glass? Because she was a little kid at that time. She said, why do you have money in a glass? I said, oh, no, that's just in case of, an emergency. I didn't really want to let her know, about certain people borrowing money, whatever. And it was like almost like clockwork. I would put the 20 in my purse because I knew when the question was going to be asked. Till one day I got sick of it because I caught that person taking that 20 when I was denying myself a night out of pizza with my child. And she would sit there and eat all the pizza, and I'd be sitting there wanting a piece, but I kept holding on to that 20. I could have easily purchased pizza for myself too. So she said, my daughter, don't you want some of that pizza? Don't you want to get yourself? And I said, nah, just have your pizza. I wanted her to have it because, kids come first. So that's the way I think about it. So I says, I'm not hungry for that right now. And I went home and I would make myself my own, dinner. And then I go to find out that person with the $20 was sitting at the movies, eating whatever she was eating, popcorn, movies. I'm sitting there deprived. No. So finally, it comes back to being concise and firm. And it was my first situation of confrontation. Again, I'm telling you, I was in my youth, in my late 20s at that time. And it was hard. Telling people no, especially like when you're not used to it, was really hard. So I sat down with this person and I said, listen, here, I'm going to treat you to a cup of coffee. She said, oh, how nice. Yeah, I says, it is nice. It is very nice. I said, this has got to stop. She looked at me like, what are you talking about? I says, this monthly ritual of you coming to me for 20 bucks a month. Now, again, now some people say, oh, it's 20 bucks a month. When you're a single mom, and if you know how to manage to make $20 work for an entire week's worth of groceries back in the 1980s, it was a sacrifice. Just to find out that that person just wanted entertainment until before payday? No. Sometimes you just have to use that two-letter word. And I'm saying this story now. The veterans who know me heard this story about, I don't know, months back or a year back. But I have a lot of brand new people who do not hear this story. Sometimes you have to firmly and politely just say no. Just saying, just saying. Hey, listen, if you got any value from this video, please don't hesitate to smash down the like button and don't hesitate to share this video. All right, all right. Have an amazing day, everybody. Take good care. Bye-bye.